John Deere Data Sync is a new system that we can use to move information from our displays to Operations Center and back and forth in real time. So for me, if I think about how my iPhone and my iPad work together, I can take a picture on my iPhone, I go over to my iPad, and it's already synced in there right away. So really think about Data Sync as a live connection between Operations Center and all of our enabled displays within your fleet. So one big thing with Data Sync is then it eliminates the need to do a setup file to pull those updated farms and fields and guidance lines back into from Operations Center into our displays, and that same thing too. So if I had a guidance line I just create with my planter, it comes right into Operations Center, and then any other machines also that are enabled. So if that sprayer's coming right behind it, those guidance lines are in all of those machines right away. So to do this, we have to do a couple things. First off though, before we enable Data Sync within Operations Center, we want to actually make sure all of our displays are blank and all the info is deleted off of them before we enable Data Sync. So if we have spent the time in Operations Center to clean up our client farm field list, our products list, manage some guidance lines and boundaries, we don't want to pull any of that information that's currently in our displays back into Operations Center. So we'd rather start with a clean slate so we minimize any risk of contaminating our cleaned up Operations Center. So to clean up our display, we have a few different options. One way we can do this within our display is if we go into Menu, System, and File Manager. We have the option within here to go to the little arrow up with the dot at the top, and I can begin a factory reset. Now, a factory reset, that's going to wipe out everything out of our display like we would have just pulled it out of the box from new. But any run pages we had saved, all of our guidance settings, anything that we had done ahead of time, all of that's going to be reset to the original factory conditions. This is a good tool if we had a display going to a new customer, a machine, a combine or a tractor sprayer, whatever, going to a new customer. A lot of times we'll come in and we'll do this factory reset to wipe everything clean for that next grower. But in this instance also, we have another option we can do. So we want to delete all of our work data out, and we want to delete out our client farm field list. So if I go back to Menu, System, File Manager, on the left side I'm going to have a delete option. So I'll select delete there at the bottom left. We're going to go Custom Select. We're going to leave it as all data. And from here, I'm going to select my work data, my guidance tracks. I don't want to delete my run pages, so I'm going to leave the run pages on and not select them. I'm going to delete my flags. I don't have any variety locators, no autopath lines. If I did, I would go ahead and select those. I will select that planned work. And that looks like everything I need to delete. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that information. Where there wasn't a lot of data on this display, the delete does go pretty fast. If I had quite a few years of planting or application data, the delete will take just a little bit longer. But I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. And I'm going to go to Applications on the left now. So within here, I'm going to go to Field and Boundaries, and I'm going to go to Manage my client farm fields. So if we look through our list, we still have all of our list that's on here. We could go through one by one and delete, but I'm just going to go to my client, then Edit Clients, and I'll select this acres equipment, and I'm going to delete client at the bottom left. From here, we delete. Now, one thing when we do this, any farm or field that is selected, it won't allow you to delete it. So you may have to go into Setup and Location and clear out that current selection so we only have the dashes for our farms and fields. All right, so now all of our client farm field, all of that information is cleaned out, all of our work data is cleaned out, so we have a very blank display, but we're just carrying over our run pages and our guidance settings and that sort of information in the background. So from here, I'm going to go back to Operations Center then, and I'm going to go to Setup and Data Sync. So with Data Sync, we do have to enable it from Operations Center. We cannot enable this feature from the display, but we can disable it from the display. If we were in the display and we accidentally disabled, we do have to come back to Operations Center to enable it for that display. So right here, here's this display I'm working with. We are going to have information like what is the display, what's the serial number, and what's the current software version. We do have to be on fairly recent software. Here it's telling us it does require 23.2. As this changes in time, if there are different requirements for the software version, that will populate at the bottom and tell us that software is required. So from here, it is disabled right now. I'm gonna go ahead and enable this display. So now that it's enabled, if I come back into my remote display access scenario, all of that information is here already. So as we make changes within DataSync, everything happens in real time like I explained before. So much quicker, if I went in and I changed this Fay 27 acres to just Fay 30 acres, whatever, or even if I just wanted my acres to be a capital A, however, any changes we make on the Operations Center side or the display side will populate on and all of those connected machines then, as well as Operations Center. So DataSync, it is that newer, I'm gonna say slicker, a little bit easier way to get all of our information moved around our fleet. We don't have to enable all of our displays and machines in our fleet. So anything we do want to enable, we do see that from right here. The one thing additional then is where if we do want to disable a display, we will come up, we can go to our little progress bar at the top, and we have this DataSync setup, and it's last synced a minute ago. So if I come to DataSync setup, I have this checkbox for sync with Operations Center. If I uncheck that, now this display is no longer enabled for DataSync. So now we can see it here, it'll update, and this will tell us it is, or it has been disabled. So again, can't turn that back on from the display. I would have to do that from Operations Center. I enable it. I go back to RDA, and that box is checked again. So DataSync, I guess the biggest tip there is just make sure our displays are clean. All of that old setup files, the forms, fields, guidance lines, all of that stuff is deleted off of it before we enable DataSync.